Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me today to do a little bit of restorative yoga. This series, my first series, will be focusing on the Yamas, which are ethics of yoga. Today we'll be focusing on Ahimsa, and we'll be stretching out our chest and our upper shoulders. And I'd like you to please have a block or something kind of like a block. It could be a stack of pillows, it could be a couch cushion, whatever you have handy. We'll begin in a child's pose today. You can take it with knees wide to the mat or together. Sit back gently, letting your arms outstretch overhead or perhaps rest along your side. Let the hips rest towards the heels and the third eye press into the floor. Begin to notice the breath just as it is today. Hearing it echoing in the ears like you're in a seaside cave. Inhaling, the breath comes in like a wave. Exhaling, the wave goes out. Inhale, the breath breaking on the shore. And exhaling, letting something go. Continue to breathe just like this. Today, we'll focus on the Yama, the first Yama, Ahimsa, nonviolence towards the self and towards others. How can you be nonviolent or kinder towards yourself today and throughout this practice? Might you be able to let go of an expectation? Perhaps the expectation to always be on, always be doing so much. This year has been so heavy on all of us. Why not give yourself a break? Begin to roll back and forth on the third eye. And if the arms are extended behind you, let them outstretch overhead. In your own time, begin to walk the hands back towards the knees and find yourself in a cross-legged seated position, maintaining that gentle breath. Inhale to feel the crown reaching towards the sky. And then let the right hand rest behind the sacrum, left hand finding the right knee. Inhaling to feel the crown lifting, and exhaling to twist more deeply. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling to twist. Let that right elbow find the mat, the left arm reaching overhead, finding a beautiful side body stretch. Let both the hips remain on the floor. Maybe you explore what it feels like to move your chin or your neck in this pose. And on an inhale, pull yourself back up to center. On an exhale, let the left hand rest behind the sacrum, right hand finding the left knee, and exhale into a twist. Continuing that inhale to find length towards the heavens, and an exhale to twist the spine around itself. One more inhale. As you exhale, let the left hand find the floor. The right arm stretches overhead. Exhaling to feel the right hip towards the floor and find some space here. Exhale back to center. On an inhale, clasp the hands behind the spine and exhale to find some openness in the chest, rolling the neck from side to side, and then looking up towards the sky in a little mini back bend. fold forward, letting that clasped fist raise towards the sky, stretching the shoulders. And on an exhale, begin to let that fist find the floor, returning back to your seated position. Inhale the arms up overhead, letting the fingers knit together, and then exhaling the palms towards the front of the room, stretching the upper back body as a counter pose to that back bend that we just did. Pay special attention to the breath here. Begin to move yourself towards a tabletop position, finding shoulders above wrists, hips above knees, and then start to find a gentle cat-cow spine. Inhaling, hips and shoulders up. Exhaling, curl everything in. Begin to let the back find a neutral position, moving the wrists to face one another, fingers outwards. Keep your shoulders over your wrists and find some gentle movement from side to side, beginning to stretch into the wrists. Remember to be gentle with yourself. Flip the fingers to face the knees, keeping a slight bend in the elbows, and begin to move the body forwards and backwards slightly on the wrists, continuing to stretch into them. Let the fingers continue to face the knees, but flip the palms so you're on the tops, making a gentle circle, but being careful. Make sure you reverse the direction. This is great for those of us who may type a lot or spend a lot of time on the phone. Return the hands back to your neutral tabletop and take a cat-cow just to kind of reset and feel back into the body. Feel how it's different. As you inhale, raise the right arm high to the sky, and as you exhale, thread it under the left armpit, letting the top of the right shoulder meet your mat, keeping your hips over the knees, and letting the left arm act as a sort of kickstand, either in front of the face or out long overhead. Take a deep inhale here to press the right hand into the floor, and an exhale, letting the left armpit chest reach towards the sky. This pose is called thread the needle, and it works into your shoulders. Continue to monitor what's happening in the body, second by second, minute by minute, but try not to be so critical. If the arm is outstretched long, let the fingertips spider their way back to in front of the face, making that kickstand again, and then very gently using that left arm to push yourself up and let the right hand return high to the sky, the gaze following. Let the right hand find the mat in your neutral tabletop, Finding a cat-cow or a neck roll, whatever feels nice today, before inhaling the left arm high to the sky and exhaling it through and under the right arm, threading the needle on the opposite side. If it feels good to let the arm act as a kickstand, let it act as a kickstand. I like it outstretched overhead. I think it gives me a little bit more support. Continue to inhale, feeling the ground come up to meet your body, and exhale, surrendering the body to the earth. Inhaling and exhaling to let go of any expectations of what your body should look like in this pose. Just welcoming whatever comes up today. You're perfect just as you are today. If your arm is outstretched long, bring it back to the kickstand and let an inhale bring your left arm high to the sky and then back to your tabletop. Immediately push back to child's pose as a counter pose. Arms outstretched long, knees either tight together or perhaps wide to the mat. Begin to crawl the fingertips forwards so the hips are once again over the knees, but this time, with the arms outstretched long, let the third eye find the floor in a puppy pose, opening up the thoracic spine, feeling the hips energetically being pulled backwards as if someone had a strap wrapped around them, and feeling as if someone were pressing on your upper back between your shoulder blades, working the chest towards the floor. Make sure that you can breathe in this pose. If you can't, you've gone a little too far, and maybe you ask yourself, why? For yourself? Or is it for someone else's expectation? Begin to walk the fingertips forward so the hips can find the floor, elbows directly underneath shoulders, tops of the feet flat to the mat, straight back, and palms finding a malabandha, a hand lock on the floor, pulling backwards. The pelvis presses into the mat, and the gaze is forwards towards the front of the mat, finding a sphinx pose. If you find this is too much on your back, you feel any pinching, any tightness, widen the feet to the mat. If it feels okay, maybe take a few neck rolls, enjoying the freedom that a back bend provides, opening up our heart and our chest to the world. Find a bit of stillness here, feeling the ground come up to support you. Gently let the palms come together in front of you, creating a little pillow for your third eye to rest, laying the belly, the head, the legs flat on the mat. Simply resting here. Let the knees gently rise up and windshield wiper them from side to side, releasing any tension that may remain in the lower back. Let it come to stillness slowly in the middle, and then extend the legs back out long to the mat. Tee your arms out long, forehead to the mat, and then bend your left arm, making a little kickstand in front of your face and rolling to the right side body, letting the left leg either bend and support behind your knee or rest atop the right leg. We're stretching the right armpit chest, and as you're here, remember, we're not looking for your ultimate edge. We're just looking for a gentle stretch. Let the earth come up to meet the body as the body presses down into the earth. Slowly and with control, roll back onto the belly, letting the forehead meet your folded hands like a pillow. Remember to breathe here. Let the arms return to a T, this time using the right arm to prop yourself up and roll onto the left side, the left arm extended behind your back. If you're able to today, bend the right knee and let the right foot find the floor behind your left knee. As you continue to breathe here, release any spots of tension. Perhaps the jaw, the forehead. Let it go. See where you can be kinder to yourself in this pose. Without straining or forcing, return to the belly and let your forehead rest on your folded hands. Taking a few breaths and noticing how the body feels different now than the beginning of practice. Begin to push yourself up and back to a child's pose, and then using the arms to push up, finding a block or whatever prop you're using today, placing it towards the top of your mat. I'm using 2 blocks, one to land between my shoulder blades and one to support my head. draping my body over it, extending my legs long, and letting my arms find a right angle. You can rest your hands like I was, or on the body, or outstretched overhead, whatever's calling you today. Begin to breathe into the heart space as we open the chest and the front body and relax the lower extremities as they melt into the earth. Ask yourself here how you can take the bit of peace you cultivated in this practice and take it back to your life. How you can take a bit of Ahimsa into your work life, social life, relationships, and begin to accept that perhaps you just need to be. Perhaps you don't need to do. Roll yourself over to one side super gently and give yourself a beat to rest before pushing up only to move your props out of the way and then move towards Shavasana. I like to have a bolster under my legs to help with my lower back. Use whatever props bring you the most comfort today. Find your pose, legs long, arms long or resting on the body, and let it be done. I'll come back to get you when our short rest is over. Before letting the body return to the room, let the mind return to the room. First, thinking about what it's like to move the smallest parts of your body. And then, naturally, welcome that movement in. Beginning with the fingertips and the toes, the scalenes of the neck, and then allow that movement to grow until you roll yourself gently to one side in a fetal position, staying here for a breath or two. As you feel ready, using your arms, press yourself up to a seated position and let the hands join at heart center. Inhale in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale, letting something go. Inhale, I am. Exhale, enough. Bow the head to the heart. I thank you for practicing with me today.